What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another live stream today. We'll be looking at the latest Arsenal transfer news. Who's coming in, who's going out. We're finally starting to see players signed by the football club. Yesterday, while we was on stream, actually, we made the announcement of Albert Sambi Lokonga. I think I've said his name right there. He said in the interview that most people know him as Sambi. So I'm going to call him Sambi. You know, we've got that deal done. £17.5 million from Anderlecht, and we're starting to move and shake a little bit. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, right, we've signed a couple of players. They're potential players. They're players that may be good in the future. Let's be honest, I'm not about to start having a party because we've signed Sambi Lokonga. You know, it's a player that I don't know that much about. I've seen him a couple of times, packed him on FIFA a few times. Same as Tavares, you know, it's not somebody that I can start, you know, popping champagne bottles because we've signed him. They're young, they're hungry, they're versatile players that can help the squad. And maybe they'll surprise us. But to me, Arsenal's transfer window starts now. And that's no disrespect to these two, by the way. You know, I'm not just disrespecting and disregarding the players that we've already bought. But I don't believe that Tavares and Sambi Lokonga are the difference between whether Arsenal get top 6, top 4, or top 8. It's what we do now. You can see I've put bigger players in the thumbnail in terms of Maddison and Houssem Aouar. It's time now. It's time. Edu, come off the jet ski in Portugal. Yeah, come off the holiday in Monaco with Raul Sanelli. No more brown envelopes. Get down to business now. Yeah, Edu, I've had patience with you because you're an invincible and I have to give you that respect. I want you to do well. I actually sat there and thought to myself today, you know, come on, Mikel Arteta. Come on now, let's go. It's been difficult for Arsenal fans with Mikel Arteta. I've had a lot of bad feeling towards Mikel Arteta as a manager. I really have. Do I think he's the manager that we should have at the football club? Probably not. But you know what? I'm prepared to put all that's gone off before aside. If you can get us in the right position, if you can recover, I'll hold my hands up. I'll say publicly, I apologize if he gets it right. Let's do this. Whether I think he's the right manager or not, I want stability. I want success for this football club. Yeah, I want to go and buy that new home kit proudly and say, yeah, man, my club's moving correct. Now I want to buy that kit. Part of me kind of wants to buy the kit, but on the other hand, I'm like, nah, man, I can't. They're not moving right now. I need to see ambition. I need to see the club trying to do things right. So Mikel Arteta, all fans right now, no matter what they thought about you previously, we're all prepared to see progress. We're all prepared to say we're wrong. We're all prepared to say, you know what, he's actually a better manager than I thought he is. But go and do the business. You and Edu have got basically full control of what's happening at this football club. You know, you're in charge of who's bought, who's sold. They upgraded him from head coach to manager. This is it, bro. I'm telling you. I love Arsenal Football Club. That's the team we support. But the way they've moved over the past few years, it's made it like, yo, man, like, do I buy the kit? Do I go to the game? I'm not shouting about it, you know what I mean? I'm quietly supporting the club. But I want to wear that shirt with chest and with pride. And it's not about the fact that we finished 8th. It's about how we're acting as a football club. I want to see Arsenal acting the right way. Just go for it. That's all I want to see. I want Arsenal to go for it. Go for the top 4. Go and get the players that you think are going to bridge that gap. If it doesn't work, nobody can look at you then because we can see that you've gone for it. We've had too many transfer windows where we've sat there and gone, Arsenal haven't really gone for it, you know, and that's what I want to see this time. You know, I want to see Arsenal have a good go at it this season. You know, Aaron Zawar and Maddison in, there would be great signings. And to me, they're all gettable. They're all gettable. I know someone just said in the chat, why would Maddison leave Leicester for Arsenal? He would. He would, in my opinion. I'm being honest. And this isn't me being arrogant because I'm an Arsenal fan, because a Leicester fan would sit there and say, why would Maddison leave for Arsenal? Bro, it's just the reality. He would. He's on nearly 100 grand a week at Leicester. Arsenal would give him 70, 80 grand a week more than what he's getting at the moment. They may even double it if they really wanted him. He would get a massive signing on fee. No matter what we think, Arsenal is still a bigger club than Leicester, even though Leicester have a better team than Arsenal at the moment on the pitch. He would come to Arsenal. He just would. It's just the reality, man. I can't, bread is bread, cheese is cheese, man. You can't change that. He would go to Arsenal. Because Arsenal still have been winning trophies, FA Cups, London, the history, he would be attracted by it. So listen, come on, Arsenal. Let's do this. Let's get moving and shaking. The window starts now for me. No disrespect to Tavares and to Sambi Lokonga. You're in. Welcome to the club. Let's hope you do the business. And, all the best at Arsenal. But we need to start, doing some proper business now. I want to see big checks getting written out now. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're in the UK right now, you'll understand that the UK is like a sweat box right now. It's like a sauna. I'm telling you, English heat is like no other heat that I have ever experienced in the world. And I've been to hot countries where it's hotter than this. And your heat just, I don't know. I can accept it. I can embrace it. I can chill. English heat, man. Oh, my days. We moan about it being too cold all year, and then the heat comes and we can't cope with it. It's mad right now. I feel like I'm in the oven. But we move, people. We're here. Like the video. Amazing numbers on the videos lately. You guys have been giving me amazing support. 1,000 likes on the video yesterday. Big up to all of you for your support. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's hit that 30K before the start of the season. Big up to everyone, wherever you are in the world. Some of you saying it's real hot where you are. And happy Eid to all the Muslim followers on the channel. Stay safe, stay well, enjoy yourself, spend time with your family. And, let's, the world's a crazy place at times, man. They're talking about vaccine passports and all of this in England. You can't go into a nightclub unless you're double vaccinated. It's all crazy over here right now. But one thing we got the football people and we got the community. So let's go. Let's get into the video. First signing. Well, second signing after Mr. Doggy Dog Tavares, who signed. Albert Sambi Lokonga joined the football club from Anderlecht. Here he is sporting the famous red and white. He joined the club. And £17.5 million. And here he is, he's joined the football club, 21 years of age. He spoke very well in the interview. I was really impressed with how he spoke in the interview. Big up Frimpong, who did the interview. And just one of his quotes that I wanted to speak about. He said, it's a big step, but I feel confident because we have to be in the football world. You have to feel confident about yourself. I can't wait to start. I can play as a 6 and I can play like a box-to-box, but people say that I'm better in the 6 position. So maybe the deeper role. Jeffrey said 42 in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, sorry. That's some real heat. He said he's better in the number 6 role, which could suit Arsenal because I think we do need somebody in that role. Do I think he'll go straight into the first team? No, I don't. I do think that I'm looking at words. Edu said he will boost the squad. And that to me tells me that he's been brought in as a squad player. Somebody that in time is going to get to grow. He is going to get game time. I think it's a big loss that we don't have Europa League football this season because I think it's a much easier transition for a player to come from abroad, maybe in a league that's not as good, and transition him into the first team, where he's going to have to go maybe right in at the deep end in the Premier League, which the Premier League is unforgiving. You know that. So it's a little bit different. Ruben said, I only knew this player last week. Listen, somebody said to me this morning, right? They said, are you excited by signing Lokonga? And I said, you know what? I can't use that word excited for signing Sambi Lokonga because I haven't seen enough of him. He's not proven enough for me to be excited. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. I'm trying to see the positives. Glass half full business. You know what I mean? The glass is half full, people. It's not half empty, We're trying to be optimists. It's hope. It's new season. It's a new player. I can't be excited for it. I'm optimistic that this guy is going to become a good player. He's got a little bit of pedigree. He's 21. He's a Belgian international. Henry spoke highly of him. Vincent Kompany, the manager, made him the captain. So that's what I'm talking about in that sense. It's definitely a big step. Anderlecht have produced a lot of quality players before. The likes of Yuri Tillemans and players like that who have done well. Now, Tillemans took a step to the French league. He went obviously to Monaco. This is a leap really coming from Anderlecht to Arsenal, and the pressure of Arsenal and social media and all those things there. But I think Arsenal will ease him in. I don't think it's a situation of just chucking him in the team, playing him and just letting him hang out to dry if things don't go well. Yeah, Lukaku as well, as you said. He came to Chelsea at a young age. So listen, lots of potential there for this guy. I've been reading up about him, looking at a few reports. Very mobile, very good at winning the ball back, dispossessing the opposition. Very good short passing and long passing range. Some of the weaknesses, what people have said in front of goal, is kind of, he's not very productive in front of goal in terms of goals and assists, but we haven't really signed him for that. Some people say he's still developing a little bit physically, not the strongest at times, although can handle himself. But, he's 21. Sometimes you don't even fully grow until you're 22, 23. So we'll have to see with him. But listen, I'm optimistic for him. Like Rowan said, Guendouzi took the opportunity head first. He did. He came in at a young age, came from an even lower division, the second division in France. And one thing I'll say about Guendouzi, that kid never lacked confidence. Maybe at times he was overconfident, but he definitely embraced that opportunity. And I want to see the same thing with Albert Sambi Lokonga. He takes the number 23 shirt, which has been a bit of an up and down shirt at Arsenal over the past few years. If you're looking at successful number 23, Sol Campbell was probably the best one of recent times. Andre Arshavin was a very good player at the start and quite quickly faded, unfortunately. We've had the likes of David Luiz, Nicholas Bentner, and Danny Welbeck. So quite a mixed bunch with that number 23 shirt. But he joins the club, and listen, all the best to Albert Sambi Lokonga. Arsenal travel to America tomorrow for the Florida Cup. I've still not heard anything more on the situation with Inter Milan, whether they will be traveling or not. There were reports yesterday that they may be pulling out of that competition. For anybody based in America who has got tickets for that, just make sure you look into that and see what the situation is with that, because apparently tickets are expensive. And, you don't want to be in a situation where you can't get your money back. I was hoping to travel over myself, but of course, this travel ban that the President Biden has got in place at the moment doesn't look like it's going to be lifted. So it's going to be very difficult to get over there. So at the moment, the game against Inter will probably happen. Fazil said, Curtis, what about Torreira? Is he our player? Can we expect him to join pre-season? Now, Torreira, from what I'm reading, reports back to Arsenal next week. I don't think he will be on the tour of America. He should be back at London Colney once the team come back. Now, what happens with Lucas Torreira? For me, I think a player that when we signed was pretty good. Started off well, did well under Emery, faded quite quickly, and again, constantly spoke about wanting to play in Italy or in Spain. He said Argentina. I've even heard the French league mentioned. To me, he just doesn't want to be in the Premier League. Maybe it's too quick, too physical. He doesn't like it. And I think Lucas Torreira will be sold sometime this summer. I just don't think we're going to get any kind of value that we feel we should be getting. I mean, I saw today Marko Grujic for Liverpool, 25 years of age. He's made 8 first-team appearances for Liverpool. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a Serbian international and has had 2 loan spells, one at Hertha Berlin and one at Porto. But he's just gone for over £10 million with 8 appearances for Liverpool. Yet we're getting 10 million for people like Guendouzi, who've played a lot more. And the likes of Torreira, they're now saying we may only get around £10 million for him. I believe he's worth more than that. But the way we've managed him, maybe it doesn't suit him. But I agree with what Siander's saying here. I would like Torreira to be given a chance. I hope he has a change of heart. He's only 25. I still think he could be a decent squad player for us. But I just think he wants to play on a regular basis. And I'm not sure that Arsenal can offer him that. Why haven't we got rid of the deadwood? I do think now it's a situation that Arsenal need to move players on. I do think Xhaka will sign for Roma. I think that one's going to happen. I think, obviously, Hector Bellerin to Inter Milan is one that could happen, although I hear that Inter are being quite stubborn. They've only offered a loan with an option to buy. Arsenal want the loan with obligation to buy, which definitely Arsenal should not be loaning a player like Hector Bellerin with an option to buy, where Inter could just, send him back to Arsenal next year. That doesn't make any sense. So, we'll have to see in that sense. Ricky said Lokonga makes sense, but finding a partner to the general whom could come in the squad right away should be one of the top priorities. Listen, let's have a look at this. As I said earlier, it's time to get moving and shaking for Arsenal Football Club. We need to bring in top quality players. It's the time now, right? It's time to go and spend. I thought this was interesting. Arsenal shirt numbers that are still available. Number 4, which is a star next to that because that was actually given to William Saliba. Saliba has obviously now gone on loan to Marseille, as we know. But number 4 will be available for the season. Now, 4, 8, and 10 are very big numbers. Now, all the rumours state that Emile Smith-Rowe is going to get probably the number 10 shirt. Do I think he should get the number 10 shirt? Not really. I think I do think that he should do more to get a number 10 shirt at a major football club. Navarre said, Grujic always done well. They could easily get 20 mil. You're talking blindly. I mean, no, listen, what I'm saying is that Guendouzi has made a lot more Premier League appearances than Grujic. I'm not denying Grujic has done well at Porto. What I'm saying is we should be able to get more than 10 million for a 21-year-old French international. Do you know what I'm saying in that sense? Let me know the next collab. Yo, when you're ready, bro, when I come off here, I'm going to message you. We need to get that sorted. Big up DG in the chat. Man saying give him the 10. You know what it is for me? I don't know, man. I grew up as a striker, innit? The 9 and 10 was like on a pedestal for me, man. I always felt the 9 and 10 had to be you had to be a serious baller to get a 9 or a 10 at a football club. To me, 6 months in the first team as a youngster and I'm giving you number 10. Yo, I don't know. It is what it is. Football has changed, innit? Like man is saying here, man, Gallas was number 10. From them times there, Gallas is wearing 10. The 10's kind of finished. Do you know what I'm saying? 18 is good for ESR. I mean, listen, I'm a bit old school, man, unfortunately. I look at that 9 and 10 as something different. Like the 9 and 10 is, the top boys, the top attackers. But it's changed. Football's changed. I think they're going to give him the number 10. I think they are. He's a young player. They haven't got anybody there at the moment. Whether, I don't know, Lacazette wears the 9. Aubameyang likes that 14 on that Thierry on resetting. So they're probably going to give Smith-Rowe the 10. But then I look at it and I think there's a number 8 and a number 4 available there. That tells me there's midfielders on their way, surely, because they would have just moved those numbers to young players or, give it to Joe Willock or someone else, surely. I mean, I'd love to see Maddison wearing that 10. I'm not going to lie. Thursday's good for me, bro. We can run Thursday if you want to come on here at 2, but we'll speak after. Let me know, bro. I'm ready when you are. But yeah, times have changed with the numbers, man. I'm still on this, yo, man. Earn that 10. Earn that 10. Yeah, ESR, I mean, 8 still Ian Wright, but I'll allow that to happen still, Julesy B, big up with a super chat, bro, said, Curtis, as an active football content creator, do you have time to watch other football YouTube shows? If so, which one? Do you know what? I do watch some YouTube. It was funny, I was saying yesterday, I probably watch YouTube more than television, to be honest. I don't really watch TV. Unless I'm watching something like a Netflix series or something. So yeah, I do. I watch obviously Deluded. I watch, Franny Green as well, my friend there. I watch, AFTV stuff. I watch who else? I mean, Hugh Wizzy and that. Plenty of people. Bavs makes good content. There's plenty of good content creators out there, not even just Arsenal related either. So yeah, but no, there's numbers there and they need to be filled. They need to be filled. We need to get signings in and we need to fill those positions. Let's look at a couple of things in terms of transfer activity. Yeah, expressions as well and rants. Big up to all of them guys. A lot of people putting out quality content out here, man. Looks like somebody is flying home early. Now, Ben White, he's been in Mykonos with a few of the England players. He's there with Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice and Kyle Walker. They're over there at the moment. And Ben White, this obviously picture has gone up today of Ben White on a friend of his Instagram account. And he said, first looks group with the final minute request. So basically, he's flying home early. He's on his way. Ben White has obviously got in touch with this group, said, get the jet ready, get me back to England. Let me sort out this deal. Which I felt when people were saying, oh, Arsenal are going to wait until next week to complete the deal. Nah. Don't wait till next week. No transfer is done until you put pen to paper. I don't know if you guys know the story from back in the day, but when Willian was actually, a baller at Shakhtar, this guy was at Tottenham's training ground. They put him in the hotel for the night. He turned up at Tottenham's training ground. They said, listen, you've got here late. We'll put you in the hotel for the night. You come back to Tottenham's training ground the next day and you complete your medical. While Willian was in the hotel, paid for by Tottenham in London, Jose Mourinho, the Chelsea manager at the time, heard about him being in England, matched the offer to Shakhtar Donetsk. They accepted it, went to Willian's agent and said, whatever Tottenham are offering, we'll offer more than that. Willian never turned up back at the Tottenham training ground the next day. And the rest is history. That's when Willian was a baller, by the way. So to me, until pen is on paper, there's no such thing as a done deal. If Ben White's on holiday and everything's been sorted, but this guy hasn't signed, Bredgen, get on the jet, get to London, put your pen on that paper, and then go back on your holiday if you have to go on holiday, right? So get yourself on the jet and get back. Ben White is on his way back to London. People are acting, you know what people are doing online right now. They're tracking planes. Where is he in the sky? Is he landed in London yet? Is he at Heathrow, Gatwick? They're all over him. But Ben White is on his way back. So I'm expecting this transfer to get tied up pretty soon now with this happening. And I'm glad to see it. I just want this deal to get done so we can move on to the bigger fish. And I'm not saying that this is a bad signing by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not. It's not the exciting one. It's not the one that's going to make you buy the shirt. It's not the one that's going to make you rush to get a ticket for a game. We're hoping it's the sensible signing. I've always said Arsenal, the football club, that they need a defender, but they'll go and buy a left winger. They've done it year after year after year. We've needed centre-backs for years, but we go and buy attacking midfielders, left wingers, strikers, Let's hope Ben White is the answer to our problems at centre-back, or he helps us drastically. O'Malley said, coming home early because Mykonos is dead. No music at bars, restaurants and clubs are closed. That's why. So it's not the Arsenal pool, that's bringing him back. It's just there's no music in the nightclubs and he's had enough. It's mad in that sense. So, hey, big up O'Malley with the super chat, bro. Big up Fran in the chat. He said, happens most transfers, brother. As you know, I was in the lobby of Premier League club with a client. We walked out and drove to another club to sign. It happens. Phil Jones was driving. Where was it? Liverpool, I think he was going from Blackburn. Ferguson heard about it, called his agent, said, turn the car around, mate. Turn the car around. You're coming here. It happens, man. The deal's not done until that pen's on the paper and man's holding the shirt. Man said Willian deserves the number 10. Not at Arsenal, he doesn't, Not at Arsenal, he doesn't. Certainly not. Yeah, them man are tracking planes right now, man. It's all mad to see where he is. But listen, I expect that Ben White deal to get done pretty soon and be announced. But as I said, bigger, better, more exciting things to come. We need to get the big players in. You can see by the thumbnail today where I want Arsenal to go with this. I want excitement. I want flair. I want goals. I want midfielders who can create. Let's revive Aubameyang. Aubameyang needs this. Aubameyang needs this. This picture here. Aubameyang needs that. He was fighting his way through the trenches last year, Aubameyang. He wasn't at it. But you have to remember, when a player is in his 30s, naturally, you're going to fade slowly. You've got to create. Why are players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic still doing so well? Because players around, they play to his strengths. Why is Jamie Vardy still so good at Leicester? They play to his strengths. They're not making him do things he's not good at. He's not playing left wing, putting crosses in. He's through the middle. He's getting service. He's getting chances. Aubameyang needs this serving to him right here. Sidant, the Leicester fan, said, remove that pick. Bro, if we move like I hope we move, then I want to see things like this happening. I said this earlier in the chat. If Arsenal want James Maddison, I believe James Maddison will come to Arsenal. Arsenal will say, we'll double that wage. And, the signing on fee will be massive. London, Arsenal. You know how it goes, people. You know how it goes. But I want to see this. Aouar could be available for 25 million. Apparently last season, it was Mikel Arteta's top target. Now, everything we're hearing is that the Aouar deal is doable. It's there. It's ready. According to L'Equipe today, they have said Houssem Aouar has received the green light to leave Lyon this summer from the chairman, Jean-Michel Arlous. Forgive me if I'm butchering his name there. The French club is trying to reduce the wage bill and the number of players available for next season after moving on one of their top earners, Memphis Depay, to Barcelona, although he did leave on a free. They're trying to reduce the wage bill. The chairman's given the green light for Aouar to go. They're saying £25 million. Some people are even saying 25 million euros. It's a steal for me. It's a steal. Go and get it done. Now, I believe what is holding up this transfer is Locatelli. I think for some reason, whatever that is, Locatelli is now target number one for Mikel Arteta. There are reports today that Juventus are getting closer to getting this deal done. Apparently, Juventus offered some names to Sassuolo in the swap deal. They weren't happy with those players. And apparently now one of the players that's been offered is willing to go there and they're happy with that player. So that could reduce how much money they have to pay on top of that. Now, I'm like this. We're Arsenal Football Club. We finished 8th last season. We've got no Europe. It's not like we've got 300 million to spend either, right? If you've got a good option in front of you, get it done. Get it done. Don't look at Aouar and think, do you know what? I would have Aouar, but I want Locatelli. Locatelli then goes to Juventus, and maybe Aouar gets an offer. He's being linked with Tottenham and Liverpool and other clubs. You go for Locatelli, you mess that up, and then Aouar goes somewhere else, and you're sitting there going, oh no, I've missed out. Don't mess about. If Aouar's available for 20-something million pounds, go and get it done. The guy's a quality player. Right, the deal is there to be done. Some people saying in the chat there, the deal's already been agreed. I mean, I haven't heard anything to say that the deal has been agreed with Lyon. And what I've heard is that Arsenal have listened to what he would want to join them, and it's something that they can pay. It's doable. He's not on massive wages. Arsenal pay big wages. So we know they can do that. It's just a case of agreeing a deal with Lyon. Now, for me, like people are saying here, Marvu's saying Locatelli's better than Aouar. I mean, that's fair enough. Maybe he is better than him. But we can't miss out on Aouar to go and get Locatelli and end up with neither one of them. And then we're sitting there going, well, you've just missed out on two midfield options. In terms of James Maddison, a lot of Leicester fans watch this channel. And listen, I respect what your club do and have done. You know, as a Leicester fan, and people in the chat anyway, even if you're not a Leicester fan, Leicester have this habit of selling a big player every year or two, right? They want to make profit. They bought Maddison from Norwich. This would be maybe a 60 million plus deal. That's trebling what they paid for him. They did the same with Harry Maguire. They did it with Ben Chilwell. They did it with Kante. They did it with Mahrez. They nearly did it with Vardy to Arsenal as well. They sell players when the time is right, people. They know that, right? I think if Arsenal were to lay 60 million plus down for James Maddison, I think Leicester would consider it. I seriously think they would. They weren't playing him at the end of the season. He had one or two disciplinary issues as well. And from what we're hearing, Maddison is interested in joining Arsenal. You know, get these two done. If Arsenal got these two done, that shirt gets ordered next day delivery, people. 9 a.m. delivery at my door. Bang. No messing about. Two players that improve us so much if we were to get these done. And two players that feel very doable, in my opinion. Would you pay 70, 80 for him? I wouldn't like to pay 70, 80 for Maddison. I've got to be honest. One of the things I like to look at when I judge a player is how good is he when he's not playing well? And I've watched Leicester a lot of times. And I think when Maddison and Leicester are not playing well, I don't think Maddison offers a great deal. Don't get me wrong, he's brilliant when he's good. But when he's not good, I don't think he does that much. So 70, 80 million, which you're taking to the record buy numbers, our record buy is Pepe. I think that would be a little bit of a stretch. But hey, it is what it is. People, do you think he's worth 60 or 70 million? I mean, Sidn't said Maddison out, Matheus Pereira in. And that's the thing, Leicester would probably do that. They would probably sell Maddison for 60 odd million, buy Pereira for 15, 20 million, and then in 2 years, he'll probably be worth 60 million. You know how it is, people, you know? Liam O'Donnell said, Maddison is Mr. Boohoo Man on the London Underground. Can you imagine he has a bad attitude? I mean, listen. Being a Boohoo Man model or whatever doesn't mean he's got a bad attitude. But what I'm saying, he's obviously got interests outside of football. I think Arsenal, London, all of those things would appeal to him. His profile would be bigger at Arsenal than it is at Leicester. It's just, you know, the way it goes. Arsenal are a massively supported club worldwide. You know, all that kind of stuff would feed into his profile, you know. So we'll have to see. Yeah, smash a like on the video. Over 1,500 of you in the chat, people. Amazing support as always on this hot day. Thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. Let's hit that 30k sooner rather than later, people. So yeah, for me, Maddison, I would love to get him done. Matheus Pereira from West Brom is a player that I like, that I think would cost about 20 million, but Maddison would be a big signing. I think it would be a statement to go and take somebody off Leicester that is very highly rated. People saying in the chat that Ivan Gazidis is very ill at the moment, apparently at AC Milan have announced. So get well soon to Ivan Gazidis. I haven't read anything regarding that yet. But yeah, I've seen a few of you putting that. So yeah, get well soon. To Ivan Gazidis. Big up Joseph Connor Golden. Hope you're well, bro. He said, just don't trust Arteta's tactics, Curtis. Keep up the good work, bro. Love your content. Bro, I'm with you on that, right? I only go off. Actions speak louder than words at the end of the day. Mikel Arteta said a lot of things and then done very different things as well. Willian up front away at Manchester City. Granit Xhaka at left back against Villarreal. You know, we've seen crazy tactics. Villarreal at home playing Partey in midfield pretty much by himself. Crazy things that we've seen. But I just want to be positive. I want to try my best to be positive, right? Mikel Arteta said he needs players to implement his system. You want the ball playing centre-back. You're getting it with Ben White. You want the ball playing centre midfielder. I believe we will get that done. Whether that's a Neves, an Aouar, something like that. I'm gonna back what's happening until it fails at some point during the season. Hopefully it doesn't. I always say I'm not that bothered about who the manager is if he can do a good job. So that's just my train of thought at the moment. We all start a season on 0 points. This isn't the time for me to be saying, I don't think Arteta's good enough. Get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. He's here. It's a new season. He's got to do the business. For me, the excuses are out the window now. You know, all that. He needs more signings. He needs more time. By the end of this transfer window, if we get another 3 or 4 players on top of the, I think, 9 signings that he'd already made previously, then the excuses are gone for him. He has to perform. So it is what it is in that sense with the manager. Richard Reed said, big up, Big C. We need to get moving rapid. No last day dealings business. I'm telling you, the club go to Florida tomorrow. The tour starts this weekend. 2 signings will be on that tour. Obviously, Tavares and Sambi Lokonga. We then come back. We play against Tottenham and Chelsea in England in the final part of our tour. I would like to see another 2 or 3 players playing in those games. Ben White, hopefully, and a couple more. I want us to start that new season with maybe 5 new signings through the door. Maybe you get 1 or 2 at the back end of the transfer window. But I want to see players at Brentford, first game of the season, playing playing in these games. South London's finest, biggest season in recent history, no excuses. Listen, I believe with Arsenal now, it's sink or swim. We have fallen further and further behind. This is the last opportunity. Not the last opportunity, that's a bit dramatic, but if we fall any further behind, we become a mid-table club. But I'm just speaking the truth here, the harsh reality. But if we can claw that gap back, get back in Europe, Champions League, probably more realistic for the Europa League, but we have to go for that top 4. If we're looking at it in factual terms, we only finished 6 points off the Champions League last year, and we were dreadful last year. So if we can perform at a better standard, we got no Europe, we shouldn't have as many injuries, a lot less travelling, time on the training ground. The excuses are not there for this football club right now. They have to step up and perform this season. And I agree, I think this is one of the biggest seasons in years for this football club. No excuses. We have to get it done. We have to sign players. In terms of transfers, it's time we have to make the right signings. It's not just about spending money. It's about making the right signings. I was looking at this earlier on the potential team that we would have next season. I did this on the member stream yesterday, but I want to share it with you all. Jashar, big up Curtis. It's my birthday today. I'm just back from a birthday overnight break. What's popping? Jashar, big up to you on your birthday, bro. Hope you have a great day. Always supporting the channel. So hope you have a great day. And I appreciate you tuning in as well on your birthday, man. So enjoy. And big up Fly in the Sky. At what point in the season do you think Arteta should get sacked? I mean, for me, if we're 10 games in, and we're, 4 or 5 defeats, I think you've got to act early sometimes and say, do you know what? It's getting worse. So I would say 10 to 15 games maximum for me. And we see where we're at that point. But I appreciate your super chat. I've written 8 players. I've written 8 players in here. And I see, do you know what? I wrote these names in quick before I came on stream. I see some of you saying switch Pepe and Saka. Listen, it doesn't matter which wing they play on. They can both play right or left. They'll switch anyway. But these, for me, are the 8 players that I think, start of the season, if fit and available, they are certs to play, in my opinion. If fit, of course. I'm not sure if Gabriel will be fit with this tendonitis. Leno's going to be our goalkeeper, I would imagine. Ben White, obviously, is coming into play. Gabriel, I think, for me, is the best centre-back on that left side. And Kieran Tierney at left-back. So 3 of the back 4 is their set, in my opinion. Sports Genius, it's my birthday today as well. Turning the big 30. Hopefully Arsenal sign these 2 today. Listen, man, happy birthday, Sports Genius. I'm not sure they'll happen today, but we can hope. Make sure you have a great day anyway. Yusuf said, deep down, Curtis wants Arteta sacked. No, listen, I honestly don't. Because I think now we need stability now. If they'd acted at the end of last season, me, people, I was all for letting him go. Conte was there. I was ready to do it. Right now, you've started the race. You've got to finish it now. It's like starting 100 meters, then saying, I want to start again. Finish the race. And then if it completely fails now, you get rid of him. They had an opportunity for me at the end of the season to move him on. And they've decided to stick with him and back him. So if they're doing that, I'ma just chill. You ain't going to see me saying, Arteta, I love you, you're the greatest manager. No, but I'm not going to be saying Arteta out before the season starts. I'm going to sit back, be patient, and see how things go, Into your answer, it's my birthday too. Big up, bro. Happy birthday to you as well. And over 1.5k in here as usual. Amazing support. And the numbers you lot have been putting in on these live streams is unbelievable. So thank you very much, man. And smash a like. Can we get 1,000 likes? And subscribe if you haven't already. These 3 positions, in my opinion, They will dictate what season Arsenal have. These three positions. If you go and get a top quality right back, a top quality central defensive midfielder to play next to Thomas Partey, and a number 10. Now, some people saying in the chat there, Smith Rowe in the 10. I think that Smith Rowe is good enough to play in the 10, but you've got to have another option. You saw last year we were better in the second half of the season when we had a number 10, whether that was Odegaard or Smith Rowe. You can't rely solely on a young player to play in that 10 role for the whole season. He may get injured, he may tire. You've got to have another option. These three signings will dictate what happens this season. For me, right back. I would have liked Hakimi, of course, has gone to PSG, and Hakimi to me is more of a right wing back. I think Max Aarons would be a fantastic signing. He's young, he's a quality defender. I think he gets better and better. I was speaking yesterday. This is a golden generation of right backs in the Premier League, you know, and in Europe. Imagine being a right back at the moment and you're English. You've got Kyle Walker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier, Wan-Bissaka. Who else am I forgetting here? Reece James, James Justin. You got so many right backs in this country at the moment that some of these guys will probably hardly ever get a cap, you know. So, but for me, Max Aarons is a no-brainer. Sir Yeti 24 hours, thank you very much for becoming a member on the channel. Much appreciated, and thank you for your support. Look out for the members-only streams as well, and keep supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Fran said Max Aarons at right back. Some of you saying Lamptey. I think with Lamptey, only played 11 games last season, had injury problems as well. And I think that's why I do think Arsenal wanted Lamptey, but I think they've decided to look elsewhere. Yannick Max said Max Aarons on the right too. Right-hand side would have a combined height of 3 meters. Do you know what? It's funny. A lot of you say in the comments, move Pepe to the left. I actually think Pepe's better on the right. But then, is it at the detriment of Saka? Is Saka better on the right than Pepe is on the right? The reason I think that is because I think Saka's more direct than Pepe. So I think when you're more direct, a left foot can play on the left-hand side. Pepe at times is a bit slow, moves side to side. You remember the hip swinging days earlier in the season, man. So I kind of think Pepe will end up on the right, you know. I could be wrong. He may play on the left. But I don't know. I think with a quality right back, even with Cedric on the right, he looks a far better player. And I think Saka could just be direct with Tierney on the overlap. So we'll have to see. It'll be interesting. Pepe has the best games. Curtis, they both played well in this position. Yeah, listen, we'll have to see. Pepe is better on the left, in your opinion. Pepe plays well on the left. Saka does his best work on the left. So you got mixed opinions. But yeah, in terms of right back, some of you saying Sergio Dest, is it from Barcelona? Again, gives me more wing back vibes than right back vibes. I just purely want a solid right back who can defend. For me, Max Aarons, 25 mil, no brainer. Big up Broads in the chat as well. Hope you're well, my bro. I just saw his comment, but I missed it. But yeah, I definitely think Max Aarons would. Dumfries is being linked with Everton at the moment. Again, better wing back for me than right back. Defensively, not great either. I know he had a good tournament with Holland. I've watched him a few times at club level, and he looks a little shaky, man. You know what I mean? They can interchange. That's what the best teams do, 100%. Seen Man City do it loads of times, you know. When Sterling and Bernardo Silva or whoever was playing wide, they interchange. So for me, listen, I'll be happy if we get a decent right back. I would like to see Max Aarons. You then look at this midfield position next to Thomas Partey. This, for me, is probably the biggest signing that we will make this summer. Because I just think the midfield in the Premier League is so vital. You have to be able to win midfield battles to win games. I said when we signed Thomas Partey, if we don't get enough quality around him, we'll pollute him. It's like a clean water river and we're just polluting him with rubbish. And that's what I think has been happening. with the players he's played with, Granit Xhaka, Dani Ceballos, Mohamed El Neni. The guy just came out of a midfield at Atletico Madrid that just won the Spanish league title to Arsenal with players who are not great, let's be honest, So I think that we need a top quality midfielder in this position to play next to him. Now, whether that's a Locatelli, whether it's Houssem Aouar, whether it's Ruben Neves, whether it's Basuma, there are options there. Fran said, get Neves. Basuma can't run games from deep. I personally now have put Basuma out of my head. I see Basuma as more of a player that the fans want than the actual football club. I think, as you can see, he wants to be able to start attacks with Leno, give the ball to Ben White, who is very good and comfortable on the ball. Then he wants him to be able to give the ball to whoever is here next to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is okay on the ball. He's not amazing on the ball. He wants somebody to sit next to Thomas Partey who can start attacks from deep. So I think he will look for a Ruben Neves, for a Locatelli, for a Houssem Aouar, somebody here that can go and get the ball off Ben White and say, right, we're playing now. We're going to play through the lines. We're going to move the ball quicker. At times, Arsenal were very slow and predictable. If you press that Arsenal team last year, you could get the ball back off them because they weren't comfortable in possession, particularly in their own half. So I think that's what he wants. And listen, I think Arsenal will consider or will change this year and sometimes play 4-3-3 instead of always playing 4-2-3-1, which then means you have to implement a number 10. I think number 10s, they've slightly gone out of the game over the past few years. You think of a few years ago, we had Mesut Ozil, Man City had a David Silva. You had Juan Mata when he was really, in great form at Chelsea. You had James Rodriguez or Isco. There were number 10s all over Europe. You look at a lot of these teams now, they've kind of pushed number 10s out now and said, let's go with 3 centre mids and win the midfield battle. So I think Arsenal at times should consider playing 4-3-3 instead of always playing with a number 10, particularly away from home against the bigger teams who really look to win that midfield battle. You look at Liverpool with their midfield over the past few years, no number 10 in there, but dominated nevertheless. Renato Sanchez, I actually saw an article today saying that there's been no offers whatsoever for him and that Lille are in a lot of financial difficulty at the moment. And they're hoping for offers, they want to make money. And I'm shocked that no one has gone for him. Are people scared that it's just the hype of a Euros and people don't really believe he's at that level? I think Renato Sanchez is a very, very good player who I would be interested in getting. But again, is he a guy that gets on the ball and keeps possession ticking? He's a bit more energetic and running. I think he just wants someone. You look at Manchester City with Pep, that kind of Rodri type of player. In England, we don't often rate that kind of player because we look at what they can't do. He doesn't score a lot. He doesn't tackle. He doesn't run around. But if you want possession-based football, that kind of midfielder is vital, to keep the ball moving. And Arsenal want to go and keep 60% possession in games and dominate and keep the ball. When you've got the ball, you've got a better chance of winning the games. That's what they say. So I think you will see a little bit of a different style from Arsenal this year. Greenyman said, how can Lille be skint? I mean, they won the league, but you don't get huge money for winning the league in the French league. The TV deal with Canal Plus collapsed and they're short of cash. Even their manager left and went to a team, I think he went to Nice, who finished mid-table. So that tells you everything about their financial difficulties. Nick said, not convinced with Renato Sanchez. Ali said, Renato Sanchez is injury-prone. I did see his injury record, and it does look pretty bad. And just finally, in that number 10 role, as we're saying, for me, I would love to see a James Maddison, a Mateus Pereira. If we are going to play 4-3-3 and maybe not play with a number 10, I would love to see Sabitzer from RB Leipzig. I think he's a quality player, could be available for around £20 million. I know a number of other clubs are looking at him, but I think the players are there. This is a buyer's market. The money is not there this season. People have had no fans for a year, over a year. We're in a pandemic, shirt sales are down at a lot of clubs. Clubs are short of money. The French league is a pick a mix right now. If you go to France with money, outside of PSG, nearly every club in France is financially struggling at the moment. Not all of them, but most of them. Lille, Lyon, these clubs are all looking to sell players because of the Canal Plus deal dropping on top of the pandemic. Go and spend your money. Be smart with it. There are players that Arsenal can go and get. In terms of the number 8, as you said, for me, I would go and get Sabitzer. I think he's a quality player. And I would love to see him at Arsenal. Ralph Hasenhuttl said the market is slow. Everybody wants players, but nobody has the money. Everyone wants the most money for their players when they sell. That keeps everything on hold. And you're exactly right there, Ralph Hasenhuttl. You know, the big clubs want to hang on. Or the clubs that have got the players, they're going to hang on to their prized asset because you don't want to sell them at a time where they're going to go for less than what they're probably worth. 360 said, love the positivity. Trust me, man, I'm trying to have a different outlook. Towards the end of last season, I was very Arteta out and down and disappointed, and I was very unhappy with what happened last season. This season, I want to be a bit more positive until, you know, we probably go and lose to Brentford first game of the season. Then I start screaming Arteta out, you know. But it is what it is. We move. We're going to be positive, people. I'm out of here. 1.7 of you in here. Really appreciate your support today. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. The numbers, the support's been incredible. Really appreciate all of you lot on the channel and the way you have pushed the channel. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll do a slightly longer stream tomorrow because I had 1 or 2 things I was going to talk about today, but we're going to do that tomorrow. So I'll probably do a longer stream tomorrow. And then DG said about Thursday. So maybe me and Deluded on Thursday, and me and Fran FFTV will get something done this week as well. And yeah, I'm on Kevin Campbell's channel, Highbury Squad, with Sophie on Thursday evening as well. So join me for that. I think it's 8 p.m. So I'll be putting some pressure on Kevin Campbell, man. Brook the next session, as he said. Enjoy the rest of your day, people. If you're in England, get the air conditioning on, man. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Bless.